My name is Mapamonte. You can find me at Mapamonte on various social medias, or you can check me out at twitch.tv/Mapamonte for some Pokemon Unite content. In this video, I want to talk about Tsareena. In our first part here, we'll talk about some team fighting positioning for Tsareena, and I'll show you a little bit of clip here. So, we're around 2 minutes for the Zapdos fight, or Articuno in this case. As you can see, I launch over early to start here. Now this part is going to be at full speed, so I'll let you go ahead and watch this clip, and then I'm going to take you back through it at half speed. See if you can notice what I notice on the minimap, just in a few brief seconds here. So as you can see, there's some chaos going around, as is pretty typical for the Articuno fight and sub 2 minutes, especially in solo queue. There's a few things here that we're going to point out as soon as this fight ends, but again, I'll let you watch through it here and kind of pick up as it goes on, and we'll see what you can find. In my opinion, Tsareena is one of the better team fighting Pokemon in the game, however. So, let's check it out. As you can see, team fight went in our way, 4-1. We're going to go ahead and pick up this Dragonite for free at the end as it tries to steal the Articuno and get some vision on us. Alright, now let's bring back that same fight here, but we're going to do it at half speed. So, 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Half speed, a little less chaotic here. I launch in, trying to get a little bit of vision on the team. You can see there's some forward positioning down there in the bottom by our Wigglytuff, and I'm in the Articuno pit. Blastoise appears Venusaur appears down there. So, I'm going to swing my minimap there to try and see how that's going. Blastoise also appears in the bottom right. Now, I see priority target here, which we'll go over priority targeting in a minute here. But Talonflame is definitely a good one. You want to remove some smiting power towards objectives. As you can also see, Lucario's in the top left corner, outside of the team fight, so we have a 5v4 advantage. Now, the enemy team starts to engage us here, and we start to go in. I can see the Talonflame ultimate happens, as well as the Blastoise one. So immediately, as I was backing off, I re-engage, basically for free here. Now, Blastoise does a great job of pushing me out of the team fight, but Triple Axle lets you go in. Again, I mentioned priority targeting. You see Cinderace kind of caught out. I immediately use my Unite move to try and take it out of the fight. You can also see something subtle there if you watch that slow. I use Triple Axle into the wall. That way I'm not going through the Blastoise. I'm actually just clipping myself on the wall. It's a big deal with Tsareena, and you'll want to get comfortable with that as you play this Pokemon. Now, we go ahead and pick off 4 there. So the last one you can see Dragonite on the right side. You'll see this Grassy Glide I land launches that character into the wall, as you see here. Boom. You can actually see it kind of try and run away, and it gets stuck on the wall. That's another important thing you want to learn to do with Tsareena, is clip your opponents into walls and all kinds of different compromising positions where they can't escape easily. We win the fight, and probably that match, I would assume. Next thing I want to talk about is clipping abilities for mobility. Now this is a really generic piece here, and most Tsareena players are pretty adept at this. So as you can see here, I'm probably in trouble if I stay there. So I'll use Grassy Glide, and before it pulls backwards, I use Triple Axle. You'll see me use that in a few more steps in this video here too. But it's just something I wanted to point out just for newer players. Aiming Grassy Glide. Now this is going to sound really rudimentary because it does line up in a straight line. But you're going to watch me go ahead and launch my ability to be in front of where I predict that the Pokemon on the opponent's team are going to be. So I launch this in front of the Tsareena, and I also launch it in front of the Blissey here. It gets the maximum pullback. Predicting where your enemy is going to be is probably the biggest part about Grassy Glide. Now we're going to talk about minimap awareness for a minute, which I think is the biggest point of improvement that most MOBA players, and especially Pokemon Unite players, can use, since so much of the map is visible. Now you're going to watch this clip here, and this is really early. We're about 20 seconds in the game. Now the bottom lane looks pretty juicy since I have a Pikachu down there who can net. However, I continue to look and see who's the most aggressive, and I see that the Squirtle is pretty aggressive up top, and an underleveled bird. So I keep checking that every so often, and look how forward they are. Now the bird's actually caught in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and look around and see where they are. I launch myself over assuming the bird's in the L bush. It's not though, but I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Squirtle for free. Now, another thing you want to do is the jungle, if you are jungling on Tsareena, or any of the Pokemon actually, is make sure you're present somewhere for the first bears, and most of the bears throughout the game. So I sit around here, hang out, just kind of waiting around, seeing what my teammates are going to do. Now the bears, or bees, are going to spawn at 850, and Dratini enters the battle. Now I go on them just a little bit here, And I narrowly escape here, as you can see. I use my triple axle to escape, and I just hang out on the point here to try and regain some health. And I'm going to punish them if they come a little bit too close. Enemy team's pretty disciplined, though, and they back off. So back to my jungle I go. Now, you'll see in a second on the minimap here, I'm going to get a quick glimpse of the Talonflame in the mid, in the Elbush here, because of Bulbasaur. I peek over to see, oh, it's got a little bit of health. It's probably escaped, went off to the right. Now you'll see in the top right here, I get a glimpse of it attacking a crab, a mid crab. So I leap over, and then I use my rapid spin into triple axle to clip that ability as well to get a free kill in the mid. Again, minimap awareness is something I think everyone can work on, me included, and this was a good clip on what that was like. All right, priority targeting your Unite. This is another thing that's pretty big about Tsareena. She has the ability to isolate a single Pokemon in every single fight, whichever one you want. So you'll see this fight is going to be pretty extended here. It's getting ready to be the first Dreadnought of the game. We have a numbers advantage. You can see again, minimap awareness. There's going to be two tops showing on our team, and then the battle kind of swings. I get out to try and full heal, and now my team's in a little bit of trouble. So I'm going to come in, guns ablazing, and I'm going to grassy glide in. Enemy team kind of backs off a little bit, and I'm going to chase down this War Turtle and get it for free as our War Turtle starts to come down. I can assume that the other 5 Pokemon on the enemy team are going to come straight down to this objective, which actually is going to happen here in a few seconds. Now, the Dragonite on the enemy team is actually being held down, so I make a decision to go ahead and start the Dreadnought. Now, if your team's harassing in the top right side like that, this is a great move. Now you're going to see we're in the middle of a fight. I see this Gardevoir immediately and ultimate on it. Using my Unite, go ahead and isolates it from the battle. Actually kills it 100 to 0 very quickly. Now we're going to clean up the leftovers here, and you can see some of the maneuvering that Tsareena is capable of and just how she swings team fights. All right. Well, that's going to be a few tips and tricks you can see on my Tsareena gameplay. If you want to see anything else, again, feel free to check out my Twitch channel. You can check me out on my social medias as well. I hope you like this video. It's my first one in probably a series I'm going to try and do. Again, at Mapamonte on my various social medias, or you can check me out on twitch.tv/Mapamonte. Thanks for checking me out, folks. Have a great one and be safe.